experience. Really, it was something that I just put together, man, because it was a lot of tension, you know, at that time, and I felt like, you know, once I narrowed down the tension to see what it wasn't really nothing. And everybody that came to my party is actually everybody that I wanted to work with, you know what I mean? Because I felt like they didn't have a chance. They didn't have a chance to shine like they should shine, you know what I mean? So, you know, I put that shit together in like 10 days. It wasn't even really no thought to it. I just made some calls and, you know, just wanted everybody to come. But just to see everybody together in one place, homie, with really no problems at all, and everybody drinking and everybody representing their companies and, you know, doing interviews, because I had a gang of different cameras around and, you know, females playing their position and stuff like that. So I thought it was good, man. And as I seen the party, I seen that it could be bigger, you know what I mean? And that's what's making me wanting to put together like an ultimate network party for the Chicano rap game, which I'm trying to do right now. I don't really know if I'm gonna do it like a banquet kind of ceremony and give out trophies for people who deserve it, and or just give out whatever, you know what I'm saying? If it's free beats, a free video, I'm gonna get the game to sponsor the Chicano rap game. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna have my guy where, you know, we raffle off a free video that may be $10,000, you know what I'm saying, and talk to my guy, and me and him will work out something on the side. But I just wanna show everybody that I'm here, homie, you know what I mean? And I'm not on that shiesty shit, homie. I'm far from that, homie. When you know me, whether you do a history search on me or whatever, homie, once you know me, you're gonna be like, that motherfucker right there is 100 with the game, you know what I mean? He real, he ain't trying to take advantage of us, you know what I mean? Because I don't be trying to take advantage of none of y'all, homie, you know what I mean? I'm here from the heart, homie. And anybody that ever ran across me, homie, which I would need like 4 or 5 hands, homie, because I've messed with that many artists. None of them ever say anything bad, homie, at all. Unless I'd have knocked somebody out or accidentally fucked somebody's girl or something, but that's part of the game, homie, you know what I mean? That shit happens in the game. But other than that, man, it's good to see everybody come together, homie, real shit, you know what I mean? And I think we need more parties like that, you know what I mean, so people can learn how to adapt with each other instead of, you know, segregated, you know what I mean? I'm not with the segregation, you know what I mean? And if I have to start doing something like this every 2 months or something like that, then I'm gonna do it, you know what I mean? So I felt it was good. I felt, you know, I seen a lot of people who had tension, you know what I mean? They solved their issue, and they solved it in a way where they felt better, because, you know, everybody got after me after the party, and it was like, you know, thanks, Nitty, you know what I mean? You did that, you know what I'm saying? And so just by saying that, homie, make me feel like I did my job, homie. And on top of that, homie, all the shit everybody was talking about, oh, it's gonna be fights and all that dumb shit, I knew it wasn't gonna happen, homie, because we roll with the positive side, you know what I mean? So I wasn't really too worried about that, you know what I mean? I stay ready for the devil anyway, you know what I mean? He's gonna have problems coming against this force, you know what I'm saying? So it was pretty good though, man. I really enjoyed it, homie, just to sit back and see that shit. It really, you know what I mean? It made me feel good. So, you know, I'm gonna keep that shit rolling, you know what I mean? For real. Yeah, you know what I mean? I've been getting a lot of issue on that right now, you know what I mean? Because I damn near do everything as it is, you know what I mean? I'm like as far as my mind and what I can do and the energy that I have, I can really run circles around a lot of people that's in the same position as me. So, you know what I mean? And then at the end of the day, I mean, if I do start a label, it's going to be because I want to help people get right deals and show people and show artists how to really get taken care of, you know what I mean, from a business point of view, because that's what this West Coast shit is about, homie. Even back in the day when the homies was getting signed, nigga, they was getting real deals, you know what I mean? They was getting real upfront money, you know what I mean? They was getting real, you know, they was getting a couple bucks off each record, you know what I mean? And people ain't doing that right now, you know what I mean? And for the few people that it is doing it the right way, I salute you 100, you know what I mean? But for the people that ain't doing it the right way, it's like, it just gives me motivation to go ahead and start the little corporation, and all these investors that I'm sharing with the homies anyway, I can have them put $500-something thousand behind my account and then show these people how to do records, you feel what I'm saying? And taking care of all their features, whatever features they want, take care of all that shit, give them the dope production, You know what I mean? And give them a couple bucks off each record, man. And give them like 50 G's up front, you know what I mean? To let them know that I'm serious. So if I was to do a label, it would be something like that, you know what I mean? And I just feel like we got to network these artists in the right areas, man. You know what I mean? We got to have them doing the right shows and, you know, having them open up and headline in the right cities and all that. And I think I got that down, you know what I mean? The only real problem I need right now is just the people's backing. And I don't think I ever asked anybody to back me, you know what I mean? So I think if I was to ever ask somebody to back me, I don't think it'd be a problem, you know what I mean? Because I fuck with a lot of people with a lot of money, you know what I mean? So even in 2010, man, it's a lot of big shit that I'm about to do, man. You know what I mean? I got the studio cracking, you know what I mean? That's gonna be the headquarters for any artist that want to deal with me, you know what I mean? And then I got a mansion that is gonna be the headquarters spot, you know what I mean? That we could chill at. And then, you know what I mean? When I get the shit all right, I have you guys come down and come do a tour of the mansion and shit and get it cracking. Cause I'm already in the talks of putting it together. Now we just gotta have some little paperwork. You know, we gotta just do some minor shit. But as far as like the label, that's gonna be a for sure thing, man. And I think I'm ready for it. I mean, I think I proved myself. You know what I mean? I think that it's a lot of people that got a lot of love for me, and it'll be all humble. It ain't gonna be no shiesty shit involved. Cause I don't have that bloodline in me. You know what I mean? My bloodline is authentic on me. You know what I mean? And I just feel like I'm ready. You know what I mean? You know, I got a couple little movies in the works too. I just got an investor for this little movie I'm doing. So I don't want to disclose that right now until the paperwork is official. You know what I mean? And it's going to be cracking, man. I'm doing some shit with Lynch. So if I was to do a label, homie, I'm going to tell you I'd have like Lynch. I'd do a record with him. You know what I mean? I'd do a record with Badass. I would do a record with like Goldie Lope. You know what I'm saying? J.O. Felony. You know, just people of that nature. You know what I mean? I'd probably even get Cam and you know, just a bunch of the homies that I really personally deal with, even on the Chicano side, you know what I mean? I got a whole selection. I don't even want to spit no names out there right now, but I got a little surprise for everybody. You know what I mean? So everybody out there on Khalifa, man, your boy Frank Nitty, I think I should start a label. You know what I mean? I've been getting a lot of people telling me I got everything that I need to start one, and most importantly, homie, I got God in my life, homie. So that's going to defeat any competition that's ever going to try to compete with me or my artists, because I'm going to show my artists the same remedy of success, you know what I mean? And it starts in a pecking order. So there's certain things that you have to know before you take the artist to the next level. You know what I mean? Instead of just putting them out there with whack covers and shit just don't look right, and you know what I mean? And just putting them in the swap meets and shit like that. Nah, we on some big shit, man. So, you know, everybody that got real distribution bills, even Capone, man, you know, he got a remedy, you know what I'm saying? You know, that Mr. Criminal record, man, I went out and bought the motherfucker. Criminal, I went and bought your record, my boy. And it's dope, you know what I mean? I think it's real dope, man, and it's growing, you know what I mean? So I gotta support that, man, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? That's just what it's about right now, man. It's about supporting that real shit, so I'm gonna get it cracking, man. 2010, you're gonna see a whole lot more Frank Nitty on me. You know, from developing artists to getting them and going in their direction of their career. Because when I have a label, they're gonna represent what we doing over here. Everything else is outside the box. Once you come in this camp and you learn this game, this is what it is, you know what I mean? And we're gonna make big moves, you know what I mean? Talk about getting like nice cars, like you'll get a Phantom wrap and shit, you know what I mean? We got our own mansion, we got the studio, we got distribution, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting CDs, I could get 10,000 CDs pressed up for like 2 G's. You feel what I'm saying? I got all that lot, you know what I mean? Distribution is not a problem to get. I deal with them all the time, and I personally know them, the people who really run shit, so I personally know them, so it's gonna be dope, man. We're gonna get this shit cracking.